Hey guys, it's Gina. So before I say anything, I want to call your attention to this lovely t-shirt that I'm wearing. It says Respect the Fluff. And the reason that I got this shirt for myself and a couple of my other CPs is because we write contemporary romance. And it's a genre that I don't think gets enough respect. I think people dismiss it as not thought-provoking enough, not intellectually stimulating, not deep enough. And to that, I say, what kind of crap is that, really? I disagree, obviously, because it's something that I love to write and something that I love to read. And I think that to call it fluff is not fair, because fluff to me is something that there's nothing to it. And I think that there's a lot to romance, because to me, if you write a book and you evoke certain feelings and you set out to evoke those feelings, then you've done your job as an author. When I read a romance or when I write a romance, I want somebody to be thinking, God, I remember when I felt that way in high school. Because to me, when you write a book, when you write a young adult novel, it's all about capturing a part of the teenage experience. And who hasn't felt that moment when you walk down the hall in school and you spot the person that you just have the biggest crush on in the entire world, and you forget all of a sudden what your own name even is, because that's how much they drive you to distraction. I think everybody's felt that way, and I think everybody has probably also felt the pain of, that person doesn't even know your name and they don't even know you exist. Or maybe you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and everybody you ever batted your eyes at fell madly in love with you, which that's cool too, I guess. I don't know what that feels like. But the point is that you've still felt those things. And if someone can bring that back for you, then I think they've done their job as an author. And it is such a huge part of the teenage experience to wonder, well, am I pretty enough? Am I not good enough for this person? Why don't they like me? Why do they like me? There's a whole bunch of that to it. And to say that because it's not deep enough or not intelligent enough, I don't think that's fair, because everybody's going for a different thing, a different goal when they write a novel. And when you write a romance novel, that's what you're trying to capture, is those moments of, first love and first kisses and first times and everything like that. And I can tell you as a person that I've experienced, those deep so-called moments in my life. I've experienced tragedy. I've experienced, my father had cancer when I was in 7th grade, and I dealt with that. And, even in my adult life, I've had tragedies. And when I read a book, those are not necessarily what I want to feel when I sit down to get lost in another world. I want to get lost in something that makes me feel maybe a little bit better than whatever I'm going through at that particular moment in time. And that's what romance does for me. And if that's what romance does for anybody else, then I say it's a success, not fluff at all. And that's my thoughts on the subject matter, and I would love to hear what yours are. I'd love to hear what you love about romance, maybe what you don't like about it. Do you find that the characters are realistic? Do you think that they're too vapid? Do you find that they're all the same when you sit down to read a romance novel? And if that's what you think, well, I'd love for you to read mine and tell me that if more people wrote romance the way I do, you'd read a lot more of it, because what author wouldn't love that? But I'd love to know your thoughts on the subject, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.